throughout the years, if you see in my career, 35 plus years, they've always been supportive. They've always loved me unconditionally. They've stood by me. They've fought for me. This song is like a love letter from me to them.
How can you be so perfect? Maybe one way of looking at it, I'm just saying in a lighter way, that you're a terrific actress.
That is what Candle was all about, right? You just push everything else, from your mind, because you know that you have a responsibility towards the audience, towards the producer, towards you yourself as an artist, because you want to do your best.
New trends on social media.
Sonam Kapoor, I think she's very good at social media.
If you write your autobiography, what one lesson you think the aspiring actresses would get from it?
Oh, my God, you're asking me very intense questions.
Madhuri ji, welcome back on Bollywood Hungama.
Thank you. Always a pleasure.
You've given a, brilliant gift to your fans on your birthday in the form of Tu Hai Mera.
Thank you. I hope so. I hope they like it.
They're loving it. My first impression was that you managed to surprise all the time. the choreography, the song, everything, I think it is truly a revelation.
Thank you so much. I'm glad you feel that way.
Ma'am, in your career, how important is it for you to keep on reinventing and surprising your audience? How important is that for you?
Well, I don't know if it's important for me because I need to do that for my audience, but I think for myself also, I think I need to keep taking challenges and keep, doing more, in my life, because I think what I've done with the singing is just an extension of what I am, who I am. I am from the industry, dancing, singing, acting, everything is a part of what I do. Of course, I don't sing my own song, somebody else sings and I just lip sync. But singing has always been a part of me because in school, I have always been on stage more than the classroom. I used to be on stage. I sung a lot of songs in school, in college, in my home, because my mom is a trained classical singer, vocal Hindustani. And we used to attend a lot of, classical programs with her. We used to fall asleep because we were little kids. And you know how these classical programs go on till 5 o'clock in the morning. But somewhere, even if you're asleep, subconsciously you're listening, you're taking in. And I thought because of that, it's so much a part of me, singing, dancing, acting, all that. And this is just an extension of who I am and a different way for me to express my feelings, and I thought, actually it's my husband who encouraged me. He said, you must do it. You sing so well. You should take it to the world and, it's use your voice to express something that maybe you can't say or, put it down in words and sing it, use your voice to convey it. And that's what started the idea. And Raja Kumari and Narendra Singh, we all met. And, Raja Kumari is a very, very talented girl, and so is Narendra Singh. He's from Finland, and Raja's from the US. So he produced it, and she was writing the song with me. And she also was involved in the whole album, and she was involved in the making of this song as well. So when we came together, we decided to write something about my fans, because I think we are who we are because of the fans. And I think they are the ones who are responsible for making you feel happy about yourself because they love you. And throughout the years, if you see in my career, 35 plus years, they've always been supportive. They've always loved me unconditionally. They've stood by me. They've fought for me. They've done, so it's really, they love me. And I thought it was time that I give back the love. And this song is like a love letter from me to them, to my fans. About how they make me feel. It's always, otherwise it's the other way. The traffic is always the fans telling you, but this is me telling the fans how they make me feel when I'm down or when I don't feel good about myself, and how they encourage me. They always push me. They're my strength. That's what I've said in the song. And I mean it. And I thought, what better day than my birthday to release the song and give it as a return gift, because, I love them too. And I'm saying, Tu Hai Mera.
That's amazing. Ma'am, usually what happens when actors, they tend to sing, many of them tend to do that. They tend to have a comfort level in terms of range and the melody, and that's how they prefer to do it. In a way, in other words, many a times they play it safe. But when I heard Tu Hai Mera, the first thought was it's not an easy song to sing. These days, you have a lot of facilities for fine tuning and all those things, auto tuning. But certain things you cannot do through technique. Certain things have to be sung, and that is there. That it's very apparent that you've chosen a complicated composition, which is sounding simple, but it's not easy. It's not an easy song to sing.
Yeah.
Do you like challenges? Do you like throwing yourself in an area that challenges you?
Oh yes, absolutely. I like doing that. I like challenging myself, because when you challenge yourself, you grow.
Right.
You grow. You have to go that extra inch forward to achieve it. So you push yourself basically to do something that's maybe you feel out of your reach, but you're trying to reach that. And in that sense, when you challenge yourself, you grow. I feel you always take a step forward. So yes, I like doing that to myself. And when we were doing these songs, also, I was very clear about the fact that it has to be something that's worth taking to people.
Right.
It has to be of some quality. There has to be something you're saying through your song. There has to be something that you're conveying. It has to have an emotion, and that emotion connect has to be there. Otherwise, it's just a song for the sake of being a song. There's no emotional connect, and it's just something you enjoy listening to or whatever. But if there's an emotional connect, then I think it does more for people than it just being a song for a song's sake. So I thought with Tu Hai Mera, I think there's a lot of emotional connect from my side also, for my fans, and for my fans to listen to it and to say, hey, this is what she feels about me, or this is what she is saying about us. And if you see even in the picturization, like you were saying, you are challenging yourself. Charit has done the picturization, and he's directed it. We have started with the old style of, letter writing. Like people used to send cards and write letters to us, and, create these beautiful, art things and send it to us saying that we are your fans, we love you, blah, blah, blah. And we started with that. And then we took it into a world where it's today, where everybody is on social media, and we've created this universe in the end where everybody is dancing with me and singing with me, and they're happy with me. All my fans are with me, and they are my biggest strength. They are my support. So I think I think even in the picturization of the song, there was a lot of thought that went into it, that how we are going to picturize it.
Right, and I think considering the language is English, I believe it can. You guys are aiming for the international market as well, and I'm pretty sure that it
yes,
will break.
We are. There's a lot of Indian diaspora abroad, and if we can get international listening fan base as well, it'll be great. So we're going to push the songs on all channels and see where it lands. But as of now, I think we're happy with the product, and I think we've done a great job. I think we also created a sound that's different. It has a little bit of Hindi in it too. It has English. There's an Indian beat, but it's an English song, a little bit of EDM and a pop kind of a feel. It's very pacey, and it has an upbeat. It's not very fast in that sense, but it's very upbeat. So I think it's just like spreading happiness, basically, which we need now.
Right, and I think one big USP is obviously your dancing as well. And you've had so many chart busters as far as your dancing career is concerned in many of the hit songs. Now, when you're coming up with a new song, it's a new sound. You've sung it yourself. Do you also like to give suggestions in terms of choreography, like that how to make it different? Because people have seen you in so many dance forms. They remember those dance moves by heart, and which is, I think, a rarity. Very few artists in the world can boast that. And then you're coming up with a new song, and you're surprising with the gracefulness in your steps. Because to imagine these dance steps on such a song as this, that in itself is a surprising factor that I felt as an audience. Do you
Yeah,
give your own inputs as well?
We had first sat down and first we decided how the song was going to be cut and how it's going to happen, like storyboarding it in a way. And then we had Pratik from Dance Diwane, Pratik Utekar. He did the choreography. So we sat with him and we said, well, how can we do this? Because it has to be easy enough that people can pick it up, but it has to be a little, it should look good also. It should look like it's difficult, but it's easy and people can pick it up. So we kind of came up with some, tu hai mera, like very simple things, tu hai mera, of saying it. And of course, in between the beats and all, we didn't want it to be a very dancey number, because it's not. It's about emotions, it's about love, it's about, giving back, it's about that. So I didn't want to have too much dancing in it. But we did put a little bit, because, if you go to a party or something, how do you identify the song? So we put a few movements like this one, the thing, and, where you're just leaning back with this, or where I'm going like this with the shoulder and all, and those kind of things. So we put those elements in, but it was basically a song which was more emotional. So we have fans reacting to me coming there, and they all, oh my God, she's here, and how they are reacting to what I'm saying to them. So I think we wanted it to be in that canvas, not too dancey, but a little more on the emotional and more interactive with the fans.
You've lip synced many songs, many brilliant songs in your career. Do you actually sing it while it is being picturized? Do you actually feel it? Do you learn the lines?
Yeah, of course. I mean, how will we sing it if we don't learn the lines? We have to lip sync, right? It has to sync exactly to what, and we have to express it also. It's not as if you're just shaking your mouth. It'll look very strange. So yeah, of course, I used to sing it sometimes. It depends on where we are. Like if it's the most windy place, it's like, then you can't actually sing. Then you have to like kind of half sing and half just shake your lips. But yeah, depending on where we are and what the situation is. But mostly I used to try and sing it along with the thing, because you get the rhythm right, your lip sync looks proper, and then you can express.
Ma'am, I was reading an interview of Mr. Rajkumar Santoshi, and he was talking about the song that you guys picturized in Alaska for Pukar. And you wore a chiffon sari. Now, Alaska is Alaska, and you are wearing a chiffon sari.
Oh.
How do you maintain that level of equanimity? And you have to sing. You have to sing for the camera. How do you do that?
I couldn't. The first evening, I couldn't do it, because we went there by the afternoon. We were on the glaciers, and it started getting really cold. By evening, it was 4:30. And Farah was the choreographer, and she was saying, MD, sing. I'm like, I'm singing, but my lips were not moving because I'd frozen completely. And there was a doctor on location, because it's very chilly and there has to be someone on standby. So she came up to me and says, no, her lips are turning blue. Okay, pack up. So the first day was that. Then from the next day onwards, once we started getting a little adjusted to the cold, and we knew how to dress up for that also. So it was a chiffon sari, I couldn't do much, but still we try to, keep myself warm. And they had a person standby with a white chadar who used to come running and, put it around me and give me like a heater, like a small heater after the shot was over. And then we started getting into it. So it's mind over matter, basically. Once the camera... it's mind over matter. You kind of tend to push it out of your brain, and you're like, this is what I'm doing, and I'm singing this song, and so you get into that zone where you're completely cutting off everything else.
Right, ma'am. I was reading another, I think, director's interview today, and he said that there are numerous examples that apparently you had some personal issue in your family, and you had to go back. You were shooting in Ooty, and you had to go back to Bangalore and take a flight from there. And you were filming a comedy scene in the afternoon, and the level of commitment that you bring to the table is something that people swear by. And there are many such stories about your professionalism and the fact that you have never thrown tantrums on the sets. So, ma'am, how can you be so perfect? Maybe one way of looking at it, I'm just saying in a lighter way, that you're a terrific actress, that you pull it off, that you don't get angry even if you feel like that.
That is what Candle was all about, right? There might be turmoil within you, that, okay, this weather is getting too much, but then you have to be inspirational. You have to be, you have to project who you are, and you have to be in that moment, and you have to deliver whatever you're doing, whether it's a comedy scene or whether, freezing your tail off in Alaska or doing anything. I think it's, you just push everything else, from your mind, because you know that you have a responsibility towards the audience, to the producer, towards you yourself as an artist, because you want to do your best every time you're doing something. So I think all those things come together, and you just forget everything else, and you are the consummate performer, like they say, and that's how it is.
Ma'am, many a times we hear these stories about film industry. You've just had Fame Game. That also showcases quite a few bit of inside sort of situations. But to maintain that level of professionalism for so many years, so you turn out to be a very fine example of what are the positive aspects of film industry, and how to conduct yourself, and how to conduct yourself with grace and dignity. You went to US. When you came back, you were welcomed with open arms. Everyone has good things to say about you. Do you feel that you've been, I think, in a way, a perfect brand ambassador for the film industry? For all those people who have...
Not perfect. I don't know about perfect. Nobody's perfect. But I will tell you what I feel like. I think whenever I'm anywhere in the world, I think I like to spread positivity. I want to be encouraging. I want to be that person who makes you feel good. I want to be that person who brings joy to your life. And I want to be someone who mentors you, and who, takes you at a different level, makes you feel like, yes, this is how it should be. I want to inspire people. I want to inspire generations of people to thinking that, you can be here, you can do this, you can be professional, and you can achieve whatever you want, without, playing games, without doing anything else. Just pure talent, sincerity, and perseverance. I think these are very, very important things in life. And I just want people to learn that, and learn to be happy in life. Just be cheerful. Creativity is wonderful. You should always have something creative in your life, because that helps you grow as a person, helps you discover so many things, it helps you explore. And when you explore, you're a better person.
Absolutely. Ma'am, great response to the Fame Game. Outstanding response. Not only in India, but I was in Chicago recently. I came across several people, and they were talking about the Fame Game. Same in Dubai as well. Were you ecstatic with the sort of response that it has got?
Of course, because like I said, we toiled a lot for that. We were in a situation which was like COVID was there, and we had to stop during the lockdown. Then they opened up a little bit, and they said that maybe if you can create a bio bubble, you can shoot. So that's the atmosphere we shot in, where everybody looked like they're on the moon, around us. And because they were dressed with PPE and, masks and this and sanitization and everything. But all of us actors, we came together and we decided that let's not think about that. Let's create our own world. Let's be in this world, and let's forget about everything else. So we worked hard for this. And it was wonderful how Netflix and Dramatics and everything, just, everybody pitched in, and everybody was pitch perfect for that. There was no, untoward incident that happened. We all were very safe. They made us feel safe. And that's how we shot the whole thing. And we were so happy when it did so well, and we all like cheering for each other. And actually we had become like a family, literally, because it was at one house we shot in, and everybody was there, together, and we really enjoyed working on the film.
That's amazing. Rapid fire with Madhuri Dixit. The Queen of Hearts, the Queen of Dance. Apart from Madhuri Dixit, which one Bollywood actress would these words suit to?
The Queen of Hearts, the Queen of Dance. Shriji?
Sridevi ji.
Yes.
Have you ever been a fangirl of any celebrity, and who was that?
I was a big fan of Balraj Sahni ji.
Of course.
I thought he looked very Hollywoodish, even in our movies, like when he wore a jacket, he looked so nice. And I used to love Gregory Peck, and of course after that it kept changing every time. But I thought he had that, that old world, Hollywood, old Hollywood charm. But he was also a very, very good actor. There was, of course, Amit Ji, who's not a fan of his. Then there is Kishore Kumar. I should love his comedies. Padosan is one film I can just keep watching again and again because I think he's very, very funny and silly, and he makes you laugh. Then there's so many now. These are the few of them.
All right, okay. What is something a fan has done for you that really scared you?
Well, when there was a time when they used to write mail to you, and once I received this letter, which looked like it's red ink, but then we realized that it's not ink, it's something else. So that was very scary. That was a scary letter. Yes.
If there was a dance form with your name, Madhuri Dixit dance form, what do you think would be its speciality?
Oh my God. What will be its speciality? I mean, it'll inspire everyone. Everyone will want to dance to that.
Okay, all right. What is that one of the moments when your immense popularity felt like a burden to you? Has it ever happened that your immense popularity felt like a burden to you?
No, not really. No, I've never felt it as a burden because I think I never carried it with me everywhere. So it was never a burden for me. It was always on my side, and I'm just a person first, and everything else is like a bag you roll away.
When you made your Bollywood debut, what was that one challenge in front of you that doesn't exist for today's newcomers?
There are challenges everywhere. For any newcomer, it's a challenge to get good roles, to first get a film, and those challenges will always be there. And during my time, I don't know, I think they thought I was too skinny to begin with. Like they said, "Ye heroine, isko thoda mota karo." So I don't think that's an issue now.
If you write your autobiography, what one lesson you think the aspiring actresses would get from it?
Oh my God, you're asking me very intense questions. Well, I think what they should learn from it is keep experimenting. It doesn't matter whether you succeed or you fail. Failures are learning points, but failures also show that sometimes you're way ahead of your time, but don't worry about it. Just keep doing what your gut says and go for the most challenging roles. I think that's all. That's what I would say.
And ma'am, what do you think your autobiography or biography the title would be?
It's not the socha nahi hai abhi tak. I haven't thought of writing a book, so I think there's still time for that.
If you were to make a list of top 10 best performances of yours, which 3 will definitely be part of that list?
I have the fortune of playing very good roles. I think Beta will be one of them, definitely. Mrityudand will definitely be one of them. Fame Game will definitely be one of them. And what else? Khalnayak, Dil To Pagal Hai, Hum Aapke Hain Kaun. I mean, there's so many. Sorry.
No, of course. If you have free time, which celebrity would you call to discuss following topics? New trends on social media.
Sonam Kapoor. I think she's very good at social media.
Changing taste of the Indian audience.
Huh? Is that a category?
No, ma'am, because these days we these things are coming, that the Hollywood films, they are having a great response. South Indian dubbed films, they're getting a great response. So there is and with this OTT and theaters now opening up.
I'll call Mr. Rajamouli to talk about.
That's a great one. That's a great choice. That's a great choice. I'm sure you'd love to work with him.
I would love to, yes, of course, because he makes astounding films. It's amazing. And whatever films he made is like a leap, like a generation leap, for special effects and the way he handles it.
Right. Life and philosophy. Who would you like to discuss?
Deepak Chopra, of course.
All right. Ma'am, complete the following sentences, please. My most favorite thing to do on my birthday is?
Oh, spend time with my family. I just love chilling out with them on my birthday, especially because then, even my kids are all over. It's like, Mom, it's your birthday. And it's great.
Your son plays very, very fine piano, I believe.
Yes, he does. He plays guitar, piano, drums, anything he picks up, he plays. So, yeah. So the younger one loves drums more, but the older one plays like all instruments. So the younger one plays tabla, piano, drums, but he loves the drums more.
Right. And ma'am, you spoke about classical music a short while back. Pandit Shiv Kumar Sharma ji passed away recently.
Yes.
Any thoughts?
I think he's the one who brought Santoor to the forefront, and such a magical instrument. It just, as soon as he starts playing, you just think of the hills and the jharnas, and he just used to transport you to a different world, a beautiful world, and what art he had. It was wonderful. He did so many songs for even films. Like, he basically worked more with the SG. And I still remember all the songs from Chandani, which was so beautiful, which sounded very different because, they were involved and he was involved in making those songs. So, yes, it was, we were all very, very saddened, and, condolences to his family.
And ma'am, at the end, could you please sing a few lines from Tu Hai Mera for us? Maybe a couple of lines.
ऐसा suddenly बोलो तो सुर, like fire in the sky, you light me up on my darkest day. I can feel your vibe surrounding me a million miles away. It's you and me, love. We go on and on. Just you and me, love. Tu hai mera, tu hai mera.
I think I rightly mentioned it's not an easy song. It is not an easy song. Thank you very much, ma'am, and congratulations for the great response. All the best wishes. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Thank you.